What up, though, world? I'm Devin, and this is Devin Does Everything. And the topic of this episode is going to be the process that I've been going through to renew my license. So, my birthday's coming up. It's time for me to renew my license. Maybe about 3 weeks ago, I had got something in the mail stating that I had to renew my license. So, the only time I really got to do it was I waited yesterday. So when I get there, she take my picture, everything, and she's about to issue me my license or whatever, and with a letter. And then she was saying like I had to resubmit my medical information all over again in order for me to receive my license. I'm like, what? And she was like, yeah, that's what it's saying right here. I'm gonna call the medical department or whatever it was, to actually find out if you really have to go through this or not. So she called it, and then she was like, yep, you're gonna have to do this all over again. So I'm like, so what, 4 or 5 years ago when I had to renew my license or whatever, when you turn 21, you got to do it. No, that was more than 4 or 5 years ago, but 4 or 5 years ago, I had to get a new a license or whatever, and I had to submit my medical information. So I'm like, so what has changed between that time and this time? I'm still a paraplegic. I'm still in the wheelchair. Like nothing's changed. You see. I came in a wheelchair. Ain't nothing changed. Yeah. She was like, I don't know why. I didn't tell her that, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, all I said was, ain't nothing changed in these 4 or 5 years. So, and she was like, well, yeah, you got to do it. So I asked her, I'm like, so mainly, I have to do this all over again just to prove I'm still a paraplegic? Like, isn't it obvious? I'm like, all right. I'm just like, all right. She gave me the number or whatever to call and all that information. So then, I schedule. I called. Matter of fact, I called the my doctor or whatever and told him the situation, and I have these papers that you have to fill out in order for me to get my license again. And mind you, my license expired. This was yesterday, which was Wednesday. My license expires on Sunday. So I'm like, man. So I call them and let them know what's going on. I have the paperwork that needs to be filled out in order for me to get my license. So then they were like, well, yeah. They told me, okay, whatever. And then I asked them if they had a fax. Will I be able to fax the papers? And then they'd fill them out and fax them back. So they said, sir, we don't have, you aren't able to fax to our facilities. So my aunt, I was like, all right. So my aunt, she had copies of the paperwork. She took it up to the doctor's office or whatever, and told them the situation and gave it to them. They called me. Yes, Mr. Miss. I'm about to say my last name, but yeah, they called me and say, well, sir, we have to I have to schedule a physical now. So I'm like, for what? Why do I have to get a physical to go get my license? Like, why? And I'm like, I have to get my license expires on Sunday, and I don't understand why I have to go through all this or whatever. But all right, the their closest opening for a physical is September 10th. I'm like, dog, my license already gonna be expired by then. Like, what the hell? And I gotta drive to work here, drive home to work from work. I'm like, dog. They was like, yeah, that's the closest time we have appointments or whatever for the physical. I'm like, dog, this is so much. So I'm schedule me an appointment and stuff. Cause they told me I could see if there's any openings with other doctors that they have appointments sooner than the 10th for a physical. I'm like, all right, this is some fucking bullshit, man. I'm telling you, mad as hell. So I'm hopefully I be able to get this done and stuff. And like my cousin said earlier on the phone, we got our wheelchair privilege. We get It comes with some positives, but you don't never hear about the negatives. This is one of the negatives. I'm like, man, dog. Well, you might hear more negatives than positives, like, if it's so hard being in a wheelchair and all. No, fuck that. That's that's another episode for Wheelchair Wednesday. But yeah, that's like, make sure y'all don't wait until the last minute. I didn't really wait until the last minute. It was just this is when I was able to get this stuff done. But don't wait till the last minute, even and just like get that shit done. Cause hopefully y'all don't have to go through the same thing I'm going through right now. This is some bullshit. Just to get my goddamn license, I gotta go to the doctor so they can check my balls and stuff so I can drive a car. What fucking sense does that make? Yeah, but I'm Devin. This is Devin Does Everything, and I'll holler at y'all motherfuckers later. Peace.